Good morning, beautiful love beings. Welcome back. I have spent a lifetime running away. I have spent a lifetime, meaning my lifetime, not facing the things, not doing the things, not figuring out who I am. I don't want that for any of you because now that I'm not running away, I realize how special and how beautiful it is to be right here, right now, in this moment. And I didn't just get there overnight. What happened was I couldn't deal with existing anymore. And what does existing look like? For me, it looked like waking up, going to work, doing every Friday the dinner, the movie, Netflix, Instagram, going out. And I had fun, don't get me wrong. I had fun trying new places. I had fun going anywhere I wanted to go, doing whatever I wanted to do. But at the end of the day, doing the same thing over and over and over on autopilot. So was I actually happy, or was I just living unaware? Well, as I look back, is how I'll say that, as I reflect on where I was versus where I am now, yeah, I was just existing. I was going through the motions of whatever was happening around me at that time. I found myself in a place where I would wake up and just wish I wasn't where I was. Wish, like, why couldn't I have gone on that study abroad program? Why did I waste so many years in this place that I know I don't want to be? And I had to get real about it. I had to really sit and see that it was my choice to be here. It was my choice of going out and going, doing things that I usually wouldn't do. Yeah, I got to travel. Yeah, I made great friendships, or what I thought were great friendships. And what I realized is that the common factor between all of those experiences was me. And that's what I needed at that time. That's what I needed in order to, a lot of people say, wake up. But it wasn't even that. It was more of understanding that I didn't want this anymore. And that is hard because you have to really let go of what you've been doing. Habit changing, anything that has to do with changing something that you're doing or that you've been doing for a long time does not happen overnight. It happens with patience, acceptance, and the willingness to never give up, to go there, to get the help that you need, to pay the things that you need to get you there, to face the things that you don't like. And that's hard. I love any of you that are taking that on because I've been there. It is really, really interesting and really eye-opening to start opening up that Pandora's box. Because maybe you've been living in a place for most of your life and you realize this is not where I actually want to be. It doesn't feel right. Yeah, everything's at my fingertips, but okay, so what? Where do I feel most alive? Or maybe it goes even deeper than that. Maybe it's I've never felt like I fit in to my family. And maybe you haven't. But is that such a bad thing? Is it? Maybe your family is the one that looks up to you a lot of times and you're not even aware because you chose to do it different. And so what I'm getting at is feel in this moment grateful and appreciative that you decided to be in this moment, even if it doesn't look or feel the way you want it to feel. But you're here right now, and this is your reminder to have grace with yourself, to see how far you've come, to even be on the fence right now, or maybe you've already hopped the fence, about opening yourself up to a life that you actually want to live because you chose better for yourself. And that's not saying that the people, places, and things that you have connected to up until now were not worthy, because they were. They are. They're just as worthy as what you want now. That was what you needed in that moment. That was where you were at, and it's a reflection of that. And so instead of having blame for the ex, instead of having blame for the friend, instead of having blame for X, Y, and Z, you are the one that is the common factor between all of those things. And so if you're not able to see that, then it's time to really go back to the drawing board. Maybe journal on it a little bit, because you can't expect to move forward if you're not willing to admit how you played a part in it. And that's probably the best. What's that saying? What's that saying? Like, swallow something spicy. Honestly, I don't know the saying. I'm just making that up. But like, swallowing the pill, because that is a pill that's going to get you to wake up and realize that it was you that chose these things, you that chose to experience life in that way. And maybe you were hurt, maybe you were the one to hurt, or maybe it's not so rainbows and butterflies like I'm making it out to seem right now, because it's not. But I refuse to live my life without holding myself accountable, because guess what? I'm the one living my life, not anyone else. So yeah, we can have social media that tells us what life should look like. We can have consumerism and marketing that constantly flood our consciousness with what we should have, what success looks like, what it's like to be a woman, what it's supposed to be, what it's supposed to look like to be a man, whatever, name it, it's out there. We have all of these things, and yet how do I fit into that? How do you fit into that? That's what we have to figure out. And so this week, it's time to ground. It's time to feel your feet on the earth, feel your consciousness here in this moment, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And that is the greatest gift, because we don't have a lot of time, and yet we have all the time. How many of you, when you get so involved in something that you love, hours pass and it feels like minutes? Or how many of you do something that you don't like and 5 minutes feels like 5 hours? I've been there. And so, through all of that, feel your feet on the earth. Feel yourself float down here into your body, into your life, and really start to choose it. Really challenge yourself to be as present as possible in the meeting that you don't want to be in. Can you actually be present in it? Take the notes, whatever it is. Instead of checking out, check in. See if you like it, because maybe you check out since you don't. And maybe it's time to look at something else. So that feels good.